Um, Black woman, come here. Uh, are y'all doing okay? Like, are you okay, sis? Because what I am seeing across the internet, what is going on? What is going on with this whole Nicolandria effect? All of a sudden, you got a 24-year-old white man with a little black girl, and then all of a sudden you guys are on white boy era. Like, weren't you guys just a few months ago talking about how depressed and upset y'all was because Trump was in office and you were concerned about a resurgence of white supremacy? Like, did we not just have this conversation? So how all of a sudden are y'all in a white boy era at the same time you're in Trump era? Weren't y'all mad? Weren't y'all mad at the small percentage of black men who didn't vote for Kamala Harris? Didn't vote. Talking about y'all held it down. Y'all was the one that was about to save the community. But people couldn't get in line. But weren't y'all talking about how upsetting it was that y'all was betrayed by these Trumpsters and these Trump voters and these Republicans and all this different stuff? But then now you are actively pursuing relationships with the men who voted for Trump the most. I'm genuinely confused. And the thing that is the most concerning to me, it's not that you have ladies out there who want to be in interracial relationships. Okay, that's fine. Do you, boo? Like, I really don't care. Like, I'm a supporter of two grown adults finding love and being in a happy and healthy relationship. I will support that all day, every day. No problem. The problem I have, though, is that a lot of people, a lot of ladies today are not in reality of what's actually going on. So we're talking about a white boy era and women going online and pandering. And now it's like white boy open season. At the same time, white only towns are popping up. At the same time, there is a resurgence of neo-Nazism. At the same time, you have people who are actively, some white Americans who are actively afraid in fear of a declining white population. So much so that they are doing whatever they can to try to mitigate that. Training, military training for a race war. Like, this is happening today, creating neo-Nazi schools. Like, this is happening today. This isn't like just something that you read back in the 1920s and 30s and it's just, this is happening today. Black women are incredibly easy targets. Incredibly easy targets. They are so easy. They are the easiest targets for neo-Nazis who have unfortunately, a slave play fetish and want to take advantage of black women. Super easy. All you gotta do is go on TikTok, slide into a black woman's DMs, have a cute little conversation, maybe buy her a drink and a hot dog, and now she's in your bed. And of course, I'm not saying this is every black woman. I'm not saying that. But it's just so egregious. It's just so egregious. And many of us, including me, wouldn't have nothing to say about the whole swirler or swirl movement or interracial movement if it just wasn't so corny and just gross. But it's corny and gross when ladies are out there pandering, and it's actually very, very, very dangerous considering the political and social climate today. I'm a firm believer that some of these ladies that end up unalived or just missing and no return are getting caught up in these kinds of toxic transactions of, unfortunately, white men who are targeting them because they're easy prey. I did a live, I think it was about almost 2 years ago, with someone who runs a human trafficking organization. And you know what she shared with me in that live? She shared with me that black girls, unfortunately young black girls, have the highest percentage of trafficking compared to other races of girls, and that Johns are overwhelmingly, based upon the report that she shared, are overwhelmingly middle-aged married men of middle income. And that a lot of pimps or traffickers specifically target Black women because they believe that they are going to receive less penalties from the criminal justice system by trafficking a Black woman versus like a blonde white girl. Like, this is literally, you guys check out my interview. It was very, very insightful interview. Was talking about human trafficking, but basically what the whole interview was saying was it was looking at the connection between white Johns who were overwhelmingly funding this, unfortunately, the human trafficking, at least in this particular, in the US, and young Black and brown girls who were disproportionately impacted by that. Now, why is that important? Black women are already viewed to a certain extent as community property, based upon the way that they are treated from the criminal justice system, based upon the historical implications in America. They're already seen like that. This is why you have Black women complaining about colorism, featurism, and texturism all the time. So when you have that, what's going on in the society, and then you go and then you just like go online and pander, and then you just like literally, just create TikTok videos calling for white men, saying white men come in my DMs. I need me a white boy, whatever that looks like. And you just make yourself so easy. You cannot be surprised if and when you attract guys who see you like trash, when you treat yourself as such. All I am trying to say is we have to get a little more self-respect, ladies. This is getting really bad. And shout out to all of you Black women out there that have common sense and who love yourself and love who God created you to be and are not out here trying to act like a prostitute for a white dude. Shout out to you. Thank you. I need to see more of you. But for those ladies who got caught up in the Nicolandria effect, or who are just like your brain has literally been changed or been impacted by whatever media representation, know that it's all a fantasy. Know that pedestalizing white men or whiteness is incredibly dangerous. That white men are just as capable as hurting you as any other men, and in some cases even more likely to do so because they understand the criminal justice system. Some of them just don't care, and some of them are lawyered up and suited up and well connected, and understand that the criminal justice system may actually be on their side. This is what we saw happen for Lauren Smith Fields. Now, we have seen cases like, for example, Sade Robinson. It seems like there was some justice there, okay. But it's not always the case. I'm just saying, be careful. Do not have different standards for white men or non-white men just because you saw a few episodes of Love Island. Get in reality and have some self-respect. You don't need validation from a white man to feel beautiful. You don't. That is the quickest way to feel unbeautiful, unlovable, unlovely, is to try to get validation from a system that is not based upon you. Is to try to find validation from the very thing that is against or antagonistic to you. Don't do that. Please do not do that. Okay? We have to start to have our own standard of what beauty and what value is. And that's going to start ultimately with your community, which is likely going to begin with the immediate community that you have, your family, the men that God has put in your life, your father, guardians, or whatever. You're gonna have to get that stuff at home. You can't find it from a white man. You cannot find it from a white man. Anyways, y'all, that's what I have. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.